Right, you everybody, welcome to OLIN TV. We have the man, the legend, Alan McGee with us on Zoom. How are you, Alan? You all right?
How are you doing?
Very well, thanks. How are you keeping?
Good, man.
So here at OLIN TV, Alan, we'd like to take it back to the start. So can you tell us a bit about what got you into music? What you were like growing up, that sort of thing? Take you right back to the beginning.
I was like, I was a glam rock kid. I mean, I was going to concerts, John, from about 10 or 11. The first concert I saw was T-Rex when I was 11, actually, November 1971.
Wow.
I just turned 11, and I was lucky with my parents in some ways. I mean, I'm really unlucky with my parents in a few other ways, but they just let me get on with it. And I mean, it wasn't an issue that their 11-year-old son was getting the bus into town with older fucking boys and going to concerts. So I got T-Rex. You know, I mean, I saw Slade, I saw Bowie, you know, I saw Gary Glitter for my fucking sins. I saw Queen. I saw everybody in that period. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just going in and being into it. Do you know what I mean? You know, I totally did that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that obviously
Nice
seeing
one.
all these bands are going out at a young age, that set everything up for you going forward. Is that what you're saying? You've had to
Yeah,
listen to all these bands put you on your career path, so to speak.
Yeah, it was. I don't know. I mean, I didn't really feel like a career, although it probably is. I mean, all I was doing was I was just digging the music, mate. You know what I mean? You know.
Hi, mate. We all know you for your work as the Creation Records founder. Tell us a little bit more about those times, and were they really as mad as we've read about? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just Creation. The Factory was as crazy as we were,
Yeah.
and it was an easy time. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean that, you know, I suppose we were young, working class guys in charge of money, I suppose. And I suppose that's not really that. You know, it's not that unusual, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So was any standout, like, crazy moments from those times? There was one particular moment when you thought, fucking hell, this is mad.
Yeah, I mean, there was loads of, you know, I mean, life's surreal, isn't it? You know what I mean? I mean, everybody's life's fucking surreal. You know, yeah, I mean, there was loads of, I mean, we got overly involved with the partying, which I'm ashamed of ultimately. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's who we were at that point in our life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So what just everyone just, was it party hard, work hard? Is that what you're saying, or was it just all party hard and see what happens?
It was for me, you know what I mean? It was like, I was like an animal for it. For about 7 years. I mean, I was cocaine, and well, I mean, it was coke, but it was like me. It was crack, but they didn't call it crack in fucking 1987, 88. They called it cocaine. We were really badly behaved for a while, you know what I mean? But it was only a little point in my life, guys. I mean, by 94, I'd cleaned up, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with the drugs, and then I stopped drinking. 2015, you know what I mean?
I was just going to say a lot of graft goes along with that. It's not just the partying. It's also, we obviously had to have things organised and that. There was a lot of work that went with it.
Yeah, I mean, I taught myself the business, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I was like, I found I was a good manager when I was managing my own band when I was like 19 in London. I was a punk kid that came to London, and I came down and I was managing my own band, and I was getting this. And at that time, now the music papers, they're gone, but back in 1980, the music papers were kingmaker.
Yeah.
And I'd got my own little band, 2 Pages and Sounds, as the next big band.
Mm-hmm.
And I sort of realised, McGee, you're actually, if you were managing a good band, you might do really well. And then 3 years later, I was managing a Scottish band, the G's the Mary Chain.
Yeah.
Massive overnight. And I suddenly went, oh, I am a manager. That's what I'm not a player, I'm a manager. So that's kind of what happened, you know what I mean?
Cool, man. Nice one.
I met you at that gig that you got me to come up.
Well, that's right. Yeah. That's
6'6".
6'6", aye, that's right.
Remember you, and you were like that, and I was like, all right.
I had the job of looking after you on that night. I remember, and because I've worked quite a lot with John Beckley.
I played that. That was a good night, man.
Yeah, it was all right, man. Obviously, we'll have you back. We'll have you back at some point when we're allowed to, mate. When we're allowed to, because it's all a bit up in the air at the minute, isn't it? It's a nightmare, man. It's a nightmare. I mean, talking about record labels, things like that. Like during the noughties, like we were huge fans of Poptones. Like I used to love that record label, and I think you had bands like Kill City, and we booked the Unstrung to come up.
The Unstrung, love those.
We love that band. Can you tell us how that came about? Why did you decide that you wanted to like restart a new label?
I got fed up running the label with Creation because Sony were all over.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Is that it?
I made them for what I made out of it. I made a lot of money on it, but for what I'd made Sony, Oasis on the Sony share price. Yeah. I'm going to be conservative, boys, and say we probably put 500 million on the share price. So I knew what they had made, and I knew what Creation had made. And it was nowhere like near 500 million. It was like it was a change of that shit. Right? So I kind of was getting fed up with Sony. And then I left, and this guy, Julian Richard, do you know who that is? The guy
I don't know.
All the CD shops, not the CD shops, the CD player shops.
Oh, Richard Sounds.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
yeah.
And went, do you want to do a record company, a new record company? And I went, okay, let's try. And we put in a couple $100,000 each. And we got this idea together, and we presented it to this guy that floated companies on the AIM market. And he went, brilliant, this could do well. He was the fixer for Man United. I can't even remember his fucking name. And I never got on with him, but that's not the point. He was good at his job. And he took it to the AIM people, and we floated on AIM. And then I went up. I didn't float on AIM. We get presented to the AIM board. And I went on up for a meeting June 2000, and I sat with all these AIM people, and that's the stock market, right? The alternative investment market, I think it's the proper name. And they gave me a valuation with no music, because he said, oh, you could probably get a valuation of 6 million. And that, to me, I thought that was a lot. And they gave me an evaluation, guys. We're just talking for 20 minutes of 11.5 million, right? So I come out of that meeting, and I had 36% of the company. So I'm like, that was a lot of money I just made for a fucking chat, right? You know what I mean? I went back to London. 2 months later, we floated on AIM, and the shares jumped. And instead of 2, they jumped to 2.75. And my company, before I'd sold a record, is now worth 17.5 million.
Well, before you sold the record?
Yeah. So I was like, and then the next 2 years on AIM, I broke some bands. I broke the Hives.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell you if you want me to tell you about it. Broke the Hives. Got Cosmic Rough Riders. Record. Blah blah blah. But the next 2 years, it was just painful dealing with AIM. And then eventually, after 2 years, I fell out with all the other people involved, like, you know, Joe and Richard and this other guy. We all kind of fell out, not in a bad way, but we just couldn't work with each other.
Yeah.
And that was the end of it. And, you know, it just kind of went like that and kind of went like that. But at the moment, you know what I mean? It was just a mad... I don't know if I've told you that in the right way there, but it kind of was... It was a rocket, really, to be honest.
I remember that, I mean, throughout like the noughties and things like that, I mean, the bands like the Others and stuff, I remember going to see them at Newcastle Bollocks. The Others.
Oh, yeah. That was just interesting, John. Nobody ever asked me about Poptones, right? Fair play.
Yeah.
We loved loads of your bands, like we really enjoyed that label.
Oh,
It
brilliant.
was a
Well,
massive.
brilliant, man. Well, I'll tell you how I got the Hives. Do you know that story? Have I told you?
If we can tell us, that'd be great.
I was in Germany doing promotion in the label, building it up because we were starting to break in all these different countries. And I was in Germany and I put on, because I'm sober and everything, I was like lying in the bed, eating chocolates. And then a Swedish band came on and played Hate to Say I Told You So. And I thought, that's really interesting. I love when it overdrives the guitar. It's like the Jesus and Mary chain. I thought that's fucking quite interesting. So I phoned up the office the next day and went, this band, The Hives. I went, oh yeah, we know about them. They're bombing, McGee. They've put their second album out on this little Swedish independent label, sold 600 copies. You're not going to try and buy them, are you? I went, phone the record company up and offer them $5,000 for both the albums. Give me a 5-year license and American rights. And because basically they were going nowhere and somebody was offering them $5,000, they gave me the English rights. And I put them out, got them the Kylie Minogue Agent Provocateur advert, broke them in England and kind of done the same in America. A couple of months. Ended up selling 400,000 in the UK and 1 million in America. And that was Poptones. It's a bit like the Shape.
I remember that album coming out. Actually, I think if I remember rightly, it was 33 minutes long, and it was just fast as anything all the way through. I loved it. You said
it was also cheap toys because I was knocking them out for £7.
Is it? I read earlier on. Actually, did you try and sign Courtney Love at one point, or did you sign Courtney Love on Poptones?
I'm friends with her, John. I've never made a record with them. To be honest, probably just for the best.
Well, like I say, I seen that earlier on, and I thought I'll ask Alan about that at night because I'd never heard about that before. Yeah. So, yeah, but cool, man. It's nice to have stories about Poptones because, like Neil says, it's a record.
Nobody ever told me about that. It was very successful. I mean, at one point, that company was worth 17 million. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't, but I did all right out of that. But that's when I chucked creation, to be honest. I just got fed up with it.
Yeah.
And also, I'd made Sony fucking 500 million in my share price. Do you know what I mean? And it was just, I'd done well out of it. Don't get me wrong. I'd made millions myself, but not fucking anything like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just ended up making the big companies a lot of money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah. Sticking with the talking about creation, Neil, you had a question about creation?
Yeah. Well, it's due out soon, isn't it, Alan? We're just interested in how much input you've had into the making of the movie and the direction and the casting and all that sort of thing.
I wrote the book, Neil, but I haven't really had anything to do with the film. Not that much. I know I've seen it. I can live with it.
Yeah, right.
So. We were talking about we were talking to Tom Woturgus about it the other day. We had him on because he's a good friend of ours, and he was just singing your praises, just saying how much of a legend you are, and just saying Alan McGee talks straight. Everybody says totally straight, and he said he's amazing. He said he loved playing the role in the story. But do you know when it's meant to be due out at all, or is it's obviously been put back, hasn't it?
March.
Oh wow, that's good. I would really looking forward to that one.
And 20th of March, we're getting together on Sky, and then I don't know when it's coming out abroad, but they're doing all the deals, you know.
Yeah. Cool. I mean,
cool.
Sorry,
there's a BBC documentary as well, boys, coming.
Oh wow.
The Ray, my pal, the big photographer, has been following me around for 7 years, and now he's going to he sold it to the BBC, so there's a little bit more filming got to be, but everybody's in that one, like Noel's in it, the Libertines in it.
Oh wow, amazing.
That sounds really good.
That sounds good. I kind of wait for that, to be fair. Obviously we've noticed over the past few days on socials that It's Creation Baby has been coming up quite a lot. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, I mean, that's just basically, I just changed the name of the label because the idea is different, and also there's a different shareholding in the company. That I had a partner. He kind of like he was moaning too much about fucking what we were putting into it, which was fucking peanuts. Right. So I just thought, you know what, like you go, change the name, change the shareholding. But also the idea is different because I'm going to put albums out now, guys. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I've seen, though, Alan, I've been following for a while on your socials. You're posting new bands, stuff like the Clockworks and that. It's some really interesting stuff. Is this all lined up for its creation, baby?
Yeah. They've got a new one coming, and it's not been announced yet, but they've got a new one coming 19th of March. Olowski, my mad mank poet friend who lives down in Australia. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's coming with a new track with Danny Saber, the Black Grape guy.
All right, okay.
He's coming with that, and then Michael Hutchins, he done that as well. But he's coming beginning of March, and then there's a Charlie Clark single, which is the first track on its creation, baby, coming on Friday.
Yeah, how cool.
Oh, nice one, man. Nice.
I'm looking forward to some output.
Yeah.
So obviously you've always had an ear for a tune, haven't you? So.
Well, I mean, everybody has. I mean, when I came to your night in Newcastle, I mean, it was a whole room of record selectors, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, you, John, are all fucking mad into it, aren't they? Music.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I DJ'd before you on that night, and it was manic from the start, really. But it was great when you came on. Everybody just dived on the dance floor and that, you know, arms in the air, which is it's been a while since I've been able to do that.
That seems ages ago.
It was probably it would have been.
Did you walk me back to my hotel, John?
What's that? Sorry. Oh, I didn't. No, I didn't. No. I think that was.
End up back at the hotel.
It might have been Corb, the singer from the national anthems, who were the band on earlier on.
I somehow ended up back at some hotel, back at my hotel. Not a clue where I was, and somebody took me there, but I don't know how that happened.
I haven't got a clue, mate. But I had to stay back and pack everything up. Everybody just cleared off, and I was the only one left.
It was Steve Rath got me back. He took me back. I don't know where I was.
Yeah, it was a good night. Alan, thank you very much for joining us, mate. It's been a pleasure to talk to you. We'll definitely have you up and come and DJ one of our club nights again.
Yeah, can't wait.
Take care, mate. See you.
Nice one.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care, Alan. Thank you.